Welcome back to another thrilling round of Netrunner, guys. This is game 28. We have Ben on the right, Timmy on the left, coming off of a pretty phenomenal Blue Sun game against Zach, pulling it out with a triple scorch, and now facing off against Ben. What do you think? I'm Steven.
I'm Robert.
What do you think, Robert?
It's going to be an amazing game. I already know it. Timmy's great. This is going to be a great game.
Yeah, and he's running Gabe, you know?
Santiago.
That's not Andromeda, and there's really, say what you will about criminals and, the fact that they're pretty commonly in the top, but at least it's not Andy. We can be happy about that, and we're going to see why Gabe is working so well for Timmy. And now here's the interesting thing, right? This is a guy who comes into the tournament and runs Blue Sun and Gabe and is in the final rounds of this top 16. What does that say about whether or not Andy is the right choice and whether or not NEH is the right choice, or whether or not Timmy is the Dawn of this game?
Man, I wish I knew the answer to that question. I still feel like almost all of these games are kind of like in any given matchup. I think that there's certainly things you can do to weight yourself to be more or less successful given the meta at large. But there's just so many variables at this point that if the deck is properly constructed, working the fundamentals, and whatever overall mechanical template that you're trying to strive for, you've got a pretty reasonable chance of success. Because more often than not, you're going to lose the game because of a mistake, not necessarily because you made some good move or your deck was made right or all that kind of stuff. It's just like, are you going to make mistakes at the critical moment? Yeah,
just player, the deck is there to give you tools. But you don't need... The weird thing about Netrunner is the tools that you need is actually pretty small.
Yeah.
You need to be able to break most ice, maybe not even all ice. You need to be able to get into servers that you want to get into. And
need some economy, and that's about it.
Aside from that, it's efficiency. It's well, I need one click to give me more than one credit. I need one click to give me more than one card. And maybe I need one click to give me more than one run. And like, aside from that, there's really not a whole lot else to consider. So first is R&D.
Boom.
Sees a card.
Diddly.
It's nothing. Second is Jackson, who gets used immediately for essentially a second mulligan. Pretty wild there. Could have been two agendas in hand.
Let's hope. That would have been exciting.
But now a fresh card off of R&D here.
Boom.
That Timmy could take advantage of. Yep, third is going to be R&D.
Nice.
Sees a piece of ice. And last is security testing.
Very, very well done.
All right, so not an Andy opening, but a more aggressive opening for sure. Checking that server.
That's for sure.
Getting two accesses, seeing no cards, being a little information. Ben installs over R&D, installs a remote to draw. And what else? Gonna go ahead and load the marked accounts.
How do you feel about that card now out of NBN? Because I remember you talking a big game about it when it first came out.
It's really good in NEH. I think aside from that, you probably are looking at other options that are operation-based.
Yeah.
I mean, Sweep's Hedge will get you pretty far. There's a breaking news. Scores it up.
That's nice.
Been not happy about that. Click 3 is going to be HQ, and he accesses. Going to gain 2 credits.
Jacko.
It's Jackson.
You trashing or not?
Did he get Gabe's ability there? I sure hope he did.
I don't know.
And then gaining 2 for security testing.
Nice.
1 comes in for marked accounts. Ben draws his card. Install for 1 over the top. And gains 2 credits.
Very nice.
Pass it back over to Timmy, who's slowly establishing his board. First, security testing stays on archives. First is HQ. Sees a Lotus Field. Costs a lot to keep Gabe out of that.
It sure does.
This is a great sneak door opportunity here. Except for that security testing sticking around.
Mm-hmm.
Second is Passport. Third is HQ. 3 to break. And we'll see if we get the pop-up. Yep.
Oh!
1 for pop-up, and then gains 2 for Gabe's ability. Keeping him in the money. A lot of HQ pressure here.
Oh man.
Pulls the Astro.
Not what you want.
Ben just flabbergasted. You saw him just reeling around that he got it. And an APD on top of R&D. The agendas just keep coming.
Yep.
Gains a credit for marked accounts. Pulling that Astro is pretty much...
It's hard to recover from that. It's
almost the end of the game, honestly. And that's why these NEH decks, as good as they are super vulnerable to good players like this. pressuring HQ, pressuring R&D early. Just a lot of pressure coming from Timmy here.
Yeah. NBN is always hard-pressed to lose those Astro scripts like that.
Team's going to be feeling pretty solid about his odds right now.
They rely on them so much.
And discards a card. Security testing stays on archives. Unless we move it here. We could be seeing a sneak door play if we move it. And that's what Timmy has to consider. It also looks like he may have an R&D interface or a quality time in hand.
It's being moved.
Yep, moves it over to marked. Now, you wouldn't want to move it to Jackson a lot of the time because they can remove Jackson from the game to make the run not successful or unsuccessful, and therefore robbing you of your credits. First is quality time.
Excellent.
Interesting splash and Gabe. Very cool.
Get you the cards you need.
Oh, special order Desperado. Boy,
Nice.
that paid off. Is
He
that
can
an
do whatever he
Overmind in
wants.
hand? Is
Yeah.
that an Overmind?
It looks like it.
I love Timmy more than I have ever loved a Netrunner player. Sure gamble. For some monies. I think that's an Overmind. Desperado? Unless it's not a pass. I think that's an Overmind.
It looks like it.
I love it. All right, getting a credit for marked accounts there. And Ben now really going to try to make something happen. He's almost in the Biotic Astro territory. But he's really got to watch out for a sneak door play here. After seeing that quality time, I think Archives is a pretty big problem.
Yeah.
Looks like he's solving that right there. There
Boom.
it goes, and loading the marked. And Timmy now deciding what to do. He could go hit that marked and trash it. It would be a terrible, terrible play. Got a Parasite in hand. Pop-up window could go down to that, which is always a nice little ha-ha against NBN. Especially for someone like Gabe who's wanting to hit HQ quite a bit.
That's true.
First is draw. And, man, I just want to crack Timmy's deck open right now and take a peek.
I'm just interested. He's going to play that data sucker.
Yeah, makes me want to get that R&D ice up.
Ooh,
Two running
checking
the
it.
blind remote there. Trashing it.
Ooh.
The old SANSAN. Thank you, Desperado. Giving us that cash.
Where would the criminals be without it?
Right.
Fundamentals, man.
Click through
Every
thinking,
day.
and look, here's the amazing thing about Netrunner. Even at this top level, right? Look at the amount of thinking that goes into every single action. It's like nothing is autopilot. And then installs Data Sucker and hits that marked accounts for some credits. We've got a credit coming in from marked accounts on Ben's side of the board.
That's right.
And now he's considering his next moves. Timmy getting set up pretty quick here. Biotic the Astro, and there it is. Leaves him completely poor. Very vulnerable to R&D and Sneak Door here. I don't know which we're going to see, but I have to assume that Timmy has one of those assaults planned. And draws for the Astro install. And then he's at 5 cards. Timmy thinking now. How is he going to approach this?
It's a difficult question. Oh, there we go.
Versus R&D. Nothing.
Start building that data sucker.
Yeah, building that data sucker up. 2 is Archives. Jackson. Yep. Jackson coming out of the door here. Face down, a SANSAN and a Biotic. Never sorry to see that go back in for the NBM player.
He's going to need him now.
And that's going to give him a fresh card on R&D. Take note of how this was done. Very well. Force the Jackson use.
Yeah, be ready to check that.
And then R&D is going to be fresh and wide open here. Given yet another shot. So this is basically 2 axes. This may as well be like an R&D interface there. And keeps it.
Very cool.
Seen 4 off the top of R&D. The HQ runs have been money. R&D has not been putting out nearly as well. That's the Gabe magic right there.
That's what you want.
HQ is the place for you. And now looks like 1 click remaining. Got Ben on the ropes. Do you trash the marked here?
Ooh, tough question.
Got 0 money. Now would be a pretty decent time. You get your security testing. And he's going to run security testing, and looks like he's not going to trash it.
Excellent.
So Ben gets a credit.
Looking pretty good economically here, though.
Yeah, Timmy on top of this one as far as credits. Sweeps week. Install the draw. And now R&D becomes very important. Ben's going to be looking to top deck an Astro and score it out here. Looks like security testing goes back over to archives. And look at that recovery from 0 to 5 credits. And no problems.
Got to be able to spring back, man.
Timmy now running R&D, going to try to prevent that. He's probably going to click both. Yep.
Nice.
Sees that top card. And you keep.
Diddly.
So now we know at least the top deck into Astro is not going to happen. That's going to give Timmy 1 turn if Ben draws through installing an asset or anything. He's going to give him 1 turn to get in HQ and find the Astro. He could do that with a sneak door, just with HQ runs here. Just cost him 3 to get into HQ. 4 to get in that pop-up window. I tend to try to parasite this pop-ups,
yeah.
but I hate money. And there's a fast track. Okay.
Very nice.
Reses the pad campaign with all the money, and then gains 2 back. 1 from pad, 1 from marked. Seeing a pretty classic. Cards in hand is 4, so sweeps weak again. With his money operations just coming in. Ben establishing his economy like a boss, and then leaving another one on R&D, another piece of ice. Got 4 credits open. That leaves a number of possibilities. Certainly a wraparound or some kind of barrier to stop the run is not an awful thing.
Yeah.
Could also see a pop-up window there as well. Or another Eli. You would love to see another Eli there. First is draw. Sees the sneak door. This is very important.
It's a golden opportunity right now.
Yeah, it's hard to play it if you're only going to get 2 accesses, but he may just do it here.
We'll just wait and see.
Yeah, he's really considering, and I think, yeah, there it goes.
There it is.
There's the sneak door. We're going to see 2 archives runs here with sneak door, and now we get to see what that ice is.
Ooh.
Just a wall of static. Boy, that's a great, great, great play on Ben's place there, man. Just putting it in the run over there on archives.
Yeah, that's all you need
for that exact
sometimes.
Scenario. That is the exact scenario.
Perfect.
And again, low on money.
Everything Timmy was hoping for is now dashed.
We could clean up some assets here and go trash like a marked pad. It's just hard, though.
It's very hard. I think that's what he does need to do, though, if he wants to do more than just tread water now. Ben's invariably going to get ahead.
It's hard, you know. It's very hard.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it? And this is the beautiful thing about NEH and just asset economy in general. It's like you break yourself to prevent them from just overwhelming you. But you still don't necessarily win that matchup. You don't win that exchange. And look at that Overmind in hand. I love that.
There
That's
it is.
Ballsy.
Going for the pad.
Going for the pad. Trashes the pad. 1 off marked accounts there, and it's amazing the difference between 5 and 4 trash cost.
Yes.
To the brain, as well as an asset you have to continuously spend an action to load versus one that clicks every time. There's a lot of math there, and a lot of people come on different sides of that math, which I find quite interesting.
They're just numbers.
Ben installing a new remote with that piece of ice, drawing a card for his NEH ability, and then gaining 2 credits the hard way. Security testing marked accounts.
Nice.
Timmy draws for his first click. Sees a Katie Jones. Really looking for some kind of a corroder or something to get through there. And 2 is draw a card. Looks like, is that a count siphon there?
Looked like it.
Count siphon or a shutdown. And kind of, yeah, it looks like a shutdown.
Yeah, you are correct. Parasite.
Parasite the Eli. And we could try to go in there and kill it here. And last click. Running there.
Nice.
Discards the fairy for the Parasite. And then jacks out. That was a bizarre.
It was very
bizarre
bizarre.
run. I think.
Not quite sure what happened there.
I think there's got to be a reason.
Hedge funding.
Or maybe Timmy just messed up.
Yeah, it's true. Player error does sometimes happen.
I think maybe not accounting for the pop-up. Installs on R&D.
Nice.
Ben really sealing himself up pretty well here. He's
Yeah, he
in a
is.
good
Woo!
position
Ice
to
for
top
days.
deck this Astro. The Corroder kind of being unavailable has played a big role in this one so far.
That's for sure.
And you notice that Timmy's economy has kind of just stopped.
Yeah.
Ben playing this deck very well. First is security testing on Mark's. Going to get him 3 credits because of Desperado. It's just an instant easy mark. Running HQ.
Will he
And
res?
question marks abound. Could be an NAPD in there, which would be a real bummer.
It's coming up.
There's the old wraparound. So that's going to stop it cold. HQ is now safe
For the time being.
for the time being.
All right.
Running R&D, 3 credits up. And we see another wraparound here. Won't res. And we see another Eli.
Nice. Boy, a barrier breaker would be great right now.
Be very nice, wouldn't it? Ben breaks himself, but man, just establishes some real security here.
Yeah.
And Timmy ends with a draw. We've got 1 credit coming off the mark, leaving it dry. Timmy having to discard here. And Parasite on that Eli, you have to kind of question that. Not ultimately a bad decision, but maybe the timing of it. Certainly that weird run on HQ having an impact. Was it the best option?
We'll wait and see.
While static, protecting against Sneak Door.
Back over.
And just gaining some credits. Loading marked, gaining 2. Back over to Timmy. He's going to try to get some momentum going here.
The old Parasite creeping
Parasite
up.
sees some work. And it's actually not terribly far away from a purge opportunity here for Ben.
That's true.
I think if he doesn't get in and get that Eli dealt with, a purge here off the Data Sucker and Parasite is not a bad play. While you kind of wait and hopefully get the agendas you need in your hand. Click 1's going to be R&D.
Here we go.
And we are going to kill that Parasite. Click through the Eli, kill the Parasite, get 1 back.
There
and
you go.
access the top card. If this is the Astro, what timing?
No.
Yep, sees nothing.
Denied.
And Ben saying R&D's been really nice to him today. That's true, but HQ was kind of a bummer. Marked accounts. Runs for security testing, and then goes over to Ben and gains the credit for marked accounts. And draws into something. Now, this could be an interesting opportunity to actually use that fast track. Hedge fund. And this is kind of the question mark about fast track in these NEH decks. There's at least 1 sitting in Ben's hand for a long time, maybe
that's
2.
for sure.
And you got to wonder if a card that's going to sit like that for so long, is it worth having in your deck? And there's the special order for Corroder. Timmy may have been waiting for a fast track into Astro to make that assault happen. Question marks abound. Very cool. Corroder coming into hand. We're going to see that install. I kind of got to wonder, what about an NBN NEH deck that runs 3 power shutdowns? Like, just get rid of their Corroder. We saw Blue Sun being able to do that really well, but you've got Wraparound in faction.
Yeah.
You import those
There's that
Elis.
Corroder. Whew.
There's a Corroder. You got Jackson in faction. It's all very good. That's my next deck, Robert. 3 is Sneak Door, and I think we're going to be in the money
Yeah,
here,
finally.
honestly. I think HQ is
Playing
going to
some
give it
Netrunner.
up. And sees
Little
2, but
Some
doesn't
sticky
look.
fingers. Oh, goodness. A Beal.
Sees a Beal, grabs it. And I don't think that I think he only saw the 1 card there.
Yeah.
Or he saw 0 cards there. That's a good question. Did he see something? Did he get a free access, basically?
So that puts us at 5-2 now. 1 more will do it, unless it's like a breaking news or something.
Yep. Pulls that Beal.
I don't know if the NAPD is in this deck. Or not. I don't think it is. I can't remember seeing it before.
In any age, it's all over this deck.
Is it?
3 of them.
Nice. There it is.
There it
Spoke
is.
too soon. GG.
And he was loaded. All of those agendas come from HQ.
Dang.
And he pulled exactly the 2 agendas in hand.
What a crazy game. Built
That's
up to that
crazy.
dramatic explosion of a
So
conclusion
Timmy
there.
rolls through this one as the runner. It looks pretty good here, and so he's going to move on.
Wonderful.
Congrats to Ben. I believe he's knocked out at this point. We're going to move on to the next game where things are getting super tight. We're going to get game 29 coming up. Just 1 game before the finals begin. Stick with us, guys. Enjoy the series, and we got more Netrunner coming.